Marvel and DC, two of the biggest forces in comics, the two biggest, are about to do the unthinkable. A crossover is happening in 2025, and if you're not paying attention, you're going to miss it. The biggest event in superhero history so far. Yes, they've done it before, but not like this. The last time Marvel and DC crossed over, it was a different world. The industry has changed. The stakes are higher than ever. With the rise of cinematic universes and fandoms more divided than ever, this crossover could rewrite the rules of superhero storytelling. And the stakes are high. For the first time in decades, heroes from Marvel and DC will share a single story. The Avengers, the Justice League, facing off or fighting together. Maybe a little bit of both. But they're going to be up against a threat bigger than either universe has ever seen. But before we look ahead, let's look back. Past crossovers have given us some of the most unforgettable moments in comics. Superman versus the Amazing Spider-Man in '76 was the first major crossover, two icons, one stage. Then DC versus Marvel in '96, the battle that we actually got to vote on. We got Superman versus Hulk, Batman versus Captain America, Wolverine versus Lobo. Then JLA Avengers in 2003, the Justice League and Avengers teaming up in a cosmic war that shattered realities. Shattered them. Each of them was huge, but this one is bigger. The stakes are real, and by real, I mean like existing in our world, not just in these pages of comic books. The industry has evolved. This could set the tone for everything that comes next. And let's be real, the comic book industry and us comic book fans need this. Sales have been declining. Major publishers are struggling. IDW, layoffs. Dark Horse, layoffs. Diamond, the distributor that once had a monopoly over the whole industry, declared bankruptcy. The industry is at a crossroads, and this crossover might be the last chance to really reignite excitement in superhero comics. We've already had the Absolute Universe and the latest iteration of the Ultimate Universe sort of get some people back on board, but now is the time to really unleash. So here's what we know. We're getting two issues, one from Marvel, one from DC. It's coming late 2025. It's going to be top creators involved. We don't know who yet, but I mean, it's a Marvel versus DC crossover. You have to imagine anybody that they call is taking the call. So I expect legends to be involved. A villain beyond anything we've ever seen. What would that even mean? Could Thanos and Darkseid join forces, or do they have some new cosmic nightmare in store for us? I don't know, but I do know what's at stake. A potentially permanent shift in how we see these heroes. And a lot of that's already happening. Again, the Absolute Universe, the Ultimate Universe. I mean, we've got a Wolverine who's the Winter Soldier. We've got a big, bulky Batman and an angsty Superman who didn't grow up, Clark Kent. It's a crazy time. And this might not be a one-time event. If this thing goes well, DC and Marvel, they're the leaders, obviously. DC's actually been encroaching on Marvel's market share a little bit, especially with the Absolute Universe. So, I mean, this could be a rising tide that, lifts all boats or whatever. The only thing more insane than what we know is what we don't. Then there's, of course, a lot more that we don't know than that we do at this point. It's early. But imagine waking up, seeing everybody talking about Spider-Man webbing Batman's Batmobile or Superman lifting Mjolnir and realizing you missed it. Well, this is your warning. If you don't keep up, you'll be on the outside looking in. This is going to be the most talked about event in comics for the next decade. It's going to be big. It's going to be bigger than the Absolute Universe. It's going to be bigger than the Ultimate Universe. So hit subscribe. I'll bring you every update, and drop a comment. Let me know, who are you wanting to see face off?